gang? Thank you so much for checking out Sledgehammer TV again this weekend. It is time once again for another weekend wrestling update. Today we are talking about the WWE supposedly putting plans in place right now to prepare for the departure of Daniel Bryan, and we're bringing the hammer down on the whole situation right here and right now on the newest, fastest wrestling podcast in all of iTunes, Podbean, baby, Stitcher Radio, and now available on Spotify. It's the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it, shall we?
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
All right, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me, as always, is my trusty tag team for the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and the Wrestling God of Thunder, who has the vengeance and the fury like the gust of 1,000 winds. And of course, we cannot leave out the World Heavyweight Champion of microphones, Mr. Blue the Snowball. I would not sound as awesome as I do without him. Thank you guys so much for checking out the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show today, because we got some big news. The WWE is preparing for Daniel Bryan to leave the company when his contract expires later on this year. Now, I'm coming at this from two perspectives. On the one hand, the WWE is a business, and they are unsure whether or not one of their top stars is going to stay with them. So they are taking the stance of, we are not going to book him that prominently. You know, we're not going to give him world championship matchups and things of that nature, because we do not know if he intends to stay, and if he even does stay, what are the terms of his contract going to entail? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. The WWE, just like the rest of us, is waiting for a yes or a no from Daniel Bryan. This story is coming to us from Raj Giri from WrestleInc.com, as we got some of the dirt and the nitty-gritty on the whole situation. Let's check out the official story right now before I spout off all this madness only to maybe be proven wrong in the article. So let's get to the facts, courtesy of WrestleInc.com. WrestleStandard.com, which had previously broken some stories as PW Stream on Twitter, is reporting that the WWE is preparing for Daniel Bryan leaving the company when his contract expires on September the 1st. According to the report, WWE is booking Bryan for matches and storylines that were originally planned for the rest of the year. I don't know what that means. It was noted that their current plan is for The Miz to interfere. Oh, spoiler warning. Sorry, I didn't know. Spoiler alert. For Extreme Rules, the plans are for The Miz to interfere in Daniel Bryan's Extreme Rules match to prevent Team Hell No from becoming WWE Tag Team Champions, which nobody wants to see anyway, so good for The Miz, thank you. Which will eventually lead to Daniel Bryan facing The Miz at SummerSlam. The report also stated that The Miz is slated to win at SummerSlam, although there have been loose talks of Bryan winning if he were to sign a contract extension, which would lead to a final match between the two at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. That's terrible. Bryan reportedly recently hired the same agency as John Cena for contract negotiations, which is why he has yet to re-sign. Interesting. But that doesn't really matter, because the bottom line here is, I hate their plans for The Miz and Daniel Bryan already. Now, once again, like I said, you have to understand that they're trying to protect themselves. And you can't really fault them for that. But I'm looking at it like this. If I'm the WWE, and I am currently in possession of the biggest babyface star in all of professional wrestling, I'm going to do right now everything in my power to make him see that this is where he needs to stay. If I truly believe and I want Daniel Bryan to be a part of my company, I'm not going to prepare for his leaving. I'm going to do everything possible to make sure he stays. So why not put a championship belt on him? It would make it harder for him to decide against you. It would make him believe maybe they are taking me seriously. Maybe they are going to book me well in what is probably going to be his final run as a WWE active competitor. Why would they not go out of their way to make Daniel Bryan happy? You already pissed him off by forcing him to the sidelines for almost 3 years. Now, the first year of those 3 years was warranted because nobody really knew the extent of Daniel Bryan's concussion situation and what his injuries truly entailed. We found out the situation. He had doctors all over the world telling the WWE he can wrestle and that it's fine. But then for years after that, they prevented him from wrestling. They made him the general manager. He wasn't truly happy about that, but it at least allowed him to be in and around the business that he loves. So he took it. But Daniel Bryan just seems to never have given a shit. Like, even in his general manager role, he just don't give a shit. He says whatever he wants. He went on the Gorilla Position podcast and openly stated that he has no faith in the WWE to book a good program between he and The Miz that could conclude at WrestleMania in New York City, which is where it should end. The fact that their plan right now is to take it from SummerSlam and end it at Hell in a Cell, which I think is the first pay-per-view after SummerSlam, even if he resigns, shows their complete ineptitude. They should already have presented him with this idea. They should have sat him down and said, listen, we know that you are not sure if you want to stay, and your contract is expiring on September 1st. You have yet to re-sign your deal, but we want to tell you what we are thinking about the future. Maybe we can do this thing with The Miz, and we can last the whole year long, and we will culminate it and finish it at WrestleMania with you winning the championship from The Miz in New York City. It will be absolutely great, but we have to have you stay here to get to that point. At least offer him that before you say, in the meantime, we're going to bring fucking Kane back. We're going to reunite Team Hell No to kick off this whole feud to begin with. And if you decide to leave, you're just going to lose to The Miz at SummerSlam. And that'll be the end of it. That doesn't make any sense. What I projected as the previous idea makes perfect sense. If you're truly a professional organization, you should have already had secret closed doors negotiations with Daniel Bryan. Listen, we're a few months away. You're a big name. You're coming back. We want to use you. The fans want to see you. Let's hash something out. Just a preliminary deal. You don't have to sign now. We don't have to do anything. But this is the plan, and it will end at WrestleMania if you stay. And then we will go from there. But if you don't stay, we can come up with something else. Instead, they're just protecting their own asses. We're just going to book him with Kane in a safe feud that doesn't really have much to it. It doesn't mean anything. We'll give them a championship match out of nowhere that they don't deserve, just so that The Miz can screw it up for them, and then we can do The Miz and Daniel Bryan by SummerSlam, so that September 1st he could fucking walk away, and we got almost every match we wanted out of Daniel Bryan. And that's exactly why we've been getting to see the matches we got to see with Daniel Bryan before we got to this Team Hell No garbage. The only match we have yet to see is Daniel and Nakamura. We want to see Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe on a bigger scale. We want to see Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles on a bigger scale for the championship with no bullshit involved. These are the things that they have in their utility belt that they can use to entice him to just stick around. But can you blame Daniel Bryan if he doesn't? Look at what they did to him over the last couple of years, only to finally say, all right, you know what? Fuck it. We'll give in. We'll let you wrestle. Everybody says you can wrestle. Go wrestle. I truly stick to my guns and believe to this day that the WWE hid behind his injury. They knew Daniel Bryan's presence on the roster was a threat to their Roman Reigns initiative, to every other thing they had planned, to Brock Lesnar, to the Universal Championship. They had nothing for Daniel Bryan truly in their minds. They don't want him back. He throws a wrench in the plans. He's not what corporate wants. Which is the story within the story that sells the whole angle to begin with, doesn't it? It's no clearer than how they've presented the whole situation throughout the last year. Daniel Bryan suddenly allowed to wrestle out of nowhere. Finally, the WWE doctor gives in. Because they just can't fight it anymore. And now they bring him on and, all right, we're going to give you this guy, we're going to give you that guy. Just have your matches, boom, boom, boom. But we're going to tie you up with Big Cass in the middle. The fact that they had that whole Big Cass feud upon his return is reason enough for him to tell this company to go fuck themselves. He's like, listen, I came back. I made a historic comeback. And the best thing you had for me was a 7-foot jackass who doesn't even work here anymore. I'm leaving. And I don't blame him. We won't see Daniel Bryan at All In regardless. His contract probably has a 90-day no-compete clause as far as I'm concerned. Or as far as we know, rather. There's been no news to the contrary of that. So I doubt we'll see him in Chicago in any other aspect than maybe just in the crowd as a fan. And that alone maybe will be just enough for everybody to fucking mark out over. And assume maybe Daniel Bryan is going to go back to Ring of Honor. Maybe he will go back to New Japan. Maybe he'll go to the National Wrestling Alliance. Maybe he'll challenge Nick Aldis for the NWA Championship and become the face of the NWA right here in the United States, instantly making them one step above Impact Wrestling. Or imagine Impact Wrestling. Imagine Impact Wrestling scoops up Daniel Bryan, and there has been tricklings and rumors, really bullshit rumors, I think, but Impact Wrestling wants to sign Kenny Omega. Who doesn't want to sign Kenny Omega? I want to sign Kenny Omega. Just having him here with me on this show would gain me 1 million subs overnight. Who doesn't want fucking Kenny Omega? But can you imagine if we get Kenny Omega and Daniel Bryan in Impact Wrestling? Then Impact Wrestling might actually become a threat to the WWE. Don Callis and the guys over there, they're doing a great job. You know, they're not the best at all. But if you watch an episode of Impact, it's at least interesting. It's better than what we're getting on Monday. In my opinion, it's nowhere near an NXT. But, you know, give credit to the guys over there for really taking it seriously and trying to turn it around. And if they could get Daniel Bryan coming September, they could sign him and then promote the shit out of it. 3 months after, in December or January 1st, Impact Wrestling, Daniel Bryan starts the new year. Bryan Danielson, actually, because he won't be able to be Daniel Bryan. I think it'll be epic, and I think it will be great for the wrestling industry, and I have a feeling that that's the route this is going to end up taking. So can you fault the WWE for doing this? I guess you can't, because they don't want to make Daniel Bryan look like something great that they're losing, but he's already viewed that way. All of this rests on his shoulders. He has a tremendous amount of thinking to do, and I maintain what I said a little earlier. If I'm trying to keep Daniel Bryan, I'm giving him everything on a silver platter. I'm rolling out the red carpet. I'm bringing him every fucking salted cucumber or unsalted cucumber or whatever the hell it is they sprinkle on his cucumber. Are you hungry? We got fucking cucumbers for you. You want a goat? I'll bring you a goat. You can milk it and drink it fresh. Do you want a fucking farm? At every arena, we'll set it up. We'll have a little backyard farm. You can have pigs and shit, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. You want to have Brie, and you want to have a little nursery just for baby Birdie? We'll do that too. We'll figure everything out. Just sit tight. Stay with us because we want you, Daniel. We need you, Daniel. That's what I'd be doing. Because they've got to know that when he leaves, it spells fucking trouble for them. No matter where he goes. No matter where he goes. Any promotion that scoops up Daniel Bryan following September is going to instantly be the number 2 wrestling promotion on the planet. High stakes involved. WWE making a bad move here, in my opinion. We'd be rolling out everything he wanted. But right now, they're giving him an old tag team partner. We're revisiting Team Hell No. Of all the things they could have went back in the well and take to go back to, they go back to Team Hell No. If you're enjoying Team Hell No, maybe you were not exposed to them in their initial run and you find it interesting, I'm happy for you. Because you don't have to sit here and feel how I feel about it. But that's my job here to tell you that it's not what you think it is. This is just the same old shit. You want to call this a new generation and a new era, but we keep going back to shit we used to do. You think that's going to make Daniel Bryan want to stick around? We do not. Thank you guys all so very, very much for being with us here again today on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV. If you are listening to us on our audio platform, whether it's on iTunes, Radio, or Podbean, baby, we know you had a good time. Make sure you follow us on all of those platforms. Hit the like button over there. And then all of you some bitches that love this show, that have been here with me since day one, or you just viewed with us for the first time, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel so you do not miss a single thing that we got coming to you guys as far as the world of professional wrestling is concerned. This is the absolute number 1 wrestling show on the planet. We bring it to you uncooked, uncensored, unfiltered, and we do not hold anything back. No sugar sprinkling on top. All we do is bring the hammer down on professional wrestling, just like we had to bring the hammer down today on the WWE for looking past Daniel Bryan. Absolute big mistake. Don't forget, everybody here on the YouTube show, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Smash that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Hit that like button. Grab your sledgehammers at home. Smash that thumb. Not your personal thumb, because I don't want you to hurt yourself. I want you to smash the thumb that's on the screen. Make sure everybody knows that you're A-OK with the fans of podcasting right here on Sledgehammer TV. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. It's been a very busy weekend for us, and we're not stopping. We got more coming at you as Extreme Rules is creeping our way, and so is this week's Monday Night Raw Go Home show and the SmackDown Go Home show. And I wish everybody would just stay home, because the way things have been going, it has not been good. If you missed the Raw and SmackDown review, those are live today. We did a story about Eric Bischoff and how he doesn't understand Brock Lesnar and his title reign, just like the rest of us. You see, Eric Bischoff has a fucking brain. You want to hear what he had to say? Go check out that episode right now. We talked about Hulk Hogan's Real American theme song, taking some shit from the guy that wrote it. And I was not happy about it, and I brought the fucking hammer down on that situation in a big way. So if you missed that one, make sure you check that one out. It's a very, very good one. We also had the Subscription Box Showdown June episode drop a little bit late this month, but it did drop, and we crowned our first ever Subscription Box Showdown World Heavyweight Champion, complete with a beautiful fucking championship belt. You gotta go check it out right now. The Subscription Box Showdown June episode is live. It is the best unboxing show on the whole fucking planet. Nobody does an unboxing like Nick Nightmare does an unboxing, and it is only available right here on Sledgehammer TV. Nick Nightmare, who's he? That's me. That's this guy. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is Thor the Sledgehammer, the wrestling god of thunder, and the official sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, Mr. Blue the Snowball Microphone, the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones. would never sound so good without the Blue Man. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's Weekend Wrestling Update, part number 3. We're up to 3 already. Who knows what else we got in store for you guys this weekend. But as far as now, that, my friends, is going to do it. And I am out of here. And we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Yes!